station at the very back part of our zoo. First up, on the left-hand side is our warthog exhibit. As you can see, it's currently under renovations for a new expansion. We have one male warthog. His name is Mateo, and he's currently in his back in a temporary holding enclosure while his new one gets finished. When it is completed, he'll have a new friend to join him. In the wild, warthogs reach up to 240 pounds, and their tusks can reach 9 inches in length. In the next habitat, you might be able to spot two large, round birds with pink faces. These are lappet-faced vultures. They're named so due to the extra skin folds on either side of their necks called lappets. Their names are Kruger and Hawthorne, and they're the largest species of vultures found in Africa. They have wingspans up to 10 feet wide, so these large birds also sport a large beak, which allows them to tear into tough animal hides with ease. As you walk or ride throughout our zoo today, we ask that you do not pick any of our plants or flowers. Rather, leave them be for other guests and native wildlife to enjoy as you have. Some of the plants found throughout the zoo do serve a purpose. For example, the clumps of bamboo are used to protect our animals from noise pollution found along Zoo Parkway. Occasionally, our volunteer staff harvest the bamboo and feed these trimmings to our animals as special treats. If you're looking for volunteer opportunities, I recommend reaching out to our volunteer department. As you go around this curve, on the left-hand side, just past this big tree, you might be able to spot two large gray and white birds. These are wattle cranes. They are the tallest as well as the rarest species of crane found in Africa. They stand about 6 feet tall with an average wingspan of 8 feet wide. Next up is our African belt habitat, where we feature our 3 southern white rhinos. We have one male. His name is Archie. You can always identify him with the orange clay coating on his back. He is the oldest living southern white rhino male in captivity at age 54. This is quite impressive as they typically only live into their 30s and 40s. He now lives out his retirement days with his 2 female companions, Gabriella, who's going to be 30 this year, and Capenzi, who will only be 8 this year. The rhino's horns are made out of keratin, the same material found in human hair and fingernails. Did you know the name southern white rhino is believed to be from a misinterpretation of the word wide? The word wide refers to the wide upper lip rather than the color of their coating. Right in this next window, you can see a tall, multicolored bird with golden feathers on top of their heads. This is one of our gray-crowned cranes. As a safety reminder, please keep your hands inside the trains. Guardians, make sure your little ones are keeping their hands inside the train at all times. These are our gray-crowned cranes. Our names are Huey and Queen. The golden feathers on top of their head are wrapped to look like the grasses on the savannah, giving them great camouflage. You can also see these large brown antelopes with thin white stripes. These are a greater kudu, and they're the 4th largest antelope species found in Africa. As adults, they stand 5 feet tall at the shoulders, and males have long, spiraling horns, which give them an additional 4 feet in height and 2.5 graceful fists. In just a few moments, we're going to pass our rhino barn. Just past it, you're going to be able to see a bluish gray bird. Her name is Olivia, and she's the oldest living Stanley crane in the United States at 41 years old. This is very impressive, as her median life expectancy for this species is only 13 years. As we pass our grubby zebras, we cannot stand up to look over the fence. They're skittish of the train, so we have this fence here to protect them. Grubby zebras are the largest species of zebras found in Africa. And please remain seated. We safely house 2 females named McKenna and Zalika, and you can grab a better view of them from our African boardwalk. Just past their barn, the yellow building in the back is where we house some of Africa's most deadliest reptiles, including our very own Gaboon viper named Gabby. Out in our African elephant yard today, we have our 2 females, 2 African bush elephants. Their names are Tandi and Sheena, and you can tell these 2 are African bush elephants by the shape of the ears, which resembles the continent of Africa. You can always tell these 2 ladies apart because Tandi is the one with tusks, and Sheena was unfortunately born without tusks. more and more elephants are being born without tusks, and this is believed to be brought on by the prolific illegal poaching of elephants out in the wild for their ivory tusks. We do have one more elephant. His name is Ali, but he's supposed to have the main yard all to himself, so he's currently in his back habitat. He gets the main yard around 4:30 or later in the evening. He's quite a big boy, sitting 10 feet tall at the shoulders and weighing just below 12,000 pounds. Ali is quite special to us here at the Jacksonville Zoo Gardens because he was donated to us in 1997 by none other than the late Michael Jackson. He's the only known elephant to moonwalk. In this next habitat, we have our giraffe exhibit. Sitting on 2.5 acres, it is home to our 7 articulated giraffes. The term articulated means marked like a net and refers to the pattern covering their bodies. We have one male. His name is AJ. He's the palest in color, as well as the tallest giraffe we've ever had at this zoo. He was recently measured at just over 17.5 feet tall. He shares his enclosure with 6 smaller female giraffes. Their names are Faraja, Naomi, Luna, Fiji, Willow, and Rosie. You can get a chance to meet all these giraffes at our giraffe overlook and get a chance to feed them as part of your total experience today. In just a few moments, we're going to be entering the behind the scenes of our award-winning range of the jaguars, where we house a family of 3. A female named Babette, a male named Harry, and their son named Banks. Did you know jaguars have the strongest bite force of any big cat relative to its size? Us humans have a bite force equivalent to 160 psi, while jaguars have a bite force equivalent to 150,000 psi. Just past the semi-trailer, the building with all the piping on the back, is our Lost Temple. This is where we house bats, amphibians, and reptiles native to South America, including our very own green anaconda named Giselle. The next long building serves as our night quarters for our animals on our river's edge exhibit. This is where you can find squirrel monkeys, howler monkeys, our capybara named Theo, and our family of giant anteaters. Did you know giant anteaters walk on their knuckles? This is because their forearms have long claws, which they use to open up anthills for a tasty snack. These impressive claws can grow up to 6 inches long and can be used to defend against predators such as the jaguar. As we slow it on down, in a few moments we're going to be entering behind the scenes of our Laura G. Landing. This is where we feature bird species native to Australia. We first up have our emu yard. This is home to our 2 sibling emus named Mulva and George. We also have our very own cassowary. His name is Frisbee, and he's the largest bird species found in Australia. We also have our Laura G. Landing aviary, where you can go in, interact, and feed these small, colorful birds as part of your total experience today. But for those of you who are scared of snakes, watch out for our friend from the past on the right-hand side. This is a replica of the Titanoboa, the largest known snake to exist. Based on fossil records, it was estimated to have been a little more than 40 feet long and weigh over a ton. Can you imagine trying to crawl around on land without arms or legs while weighing over a ton? This is why scientists predict this species was probably semi-aquatic, similar to our present-day friend, the green anaconda. The next small building on the left-hand side with the silver roof serves as a hatchery and holding area for some of our bird species. See if you can spot any as we roll by. And as we approach our Trout River station at the back of our zoo, please remain seated, keep your head, arms, legs, and feet inside the train until I let you know it is safe to exit. The very back part of our zoo. It'll be closer to our land of the tigers, Komodo dragons, Asia bamboo gardens, the watering hole, our 2 restaurants, Lord Key Landing, Kids Play Park, the 4D Theater, the carousel for kids 12 and under, and our range of the jaguars with our sweet shop. And as a reminder, please remain seated, keeping your hands and feet inside the train as I pull into the station.